The story begins in a near-future Earth, ravaged by environmental disasters. Dust storms roll across barren fields, and crop failures threaten the survival of humanity. The world has become hostile, and people are barely holding on. The once great achievements of humankind are forgotten, and NASA has gone underground, focusing on a desperate plan to save the species. Amid this dying world lives Joseph Cooper, a former NASA pilot turned farmer, raising his two children, Murph and Tom. Cooper is a widower, struggling to provide a future for his children. His daughter, Murph, is brilliant and curious, with a deep connection to her father. Murph believes that something in their house is communicating with her, a mysterious ghost that leaves strange messages through gravitational anomalies. As the world deteriorates, Cooper receives an unexpected call from his former colleagues at NASA. A secret program, led by Professor Brand, has discovered a wormhole near Saturn, potentially offering a way to find new habitable planets. Cooper is chosen to lead a mission through the wormhole to explore distant worlds and, with any luck, find a new home for humanity. But this mission requires an enormous sacrifice, leaving his children behind, possibly forever. The tension builds as Cooper prepares to leave. His relationship with Murph becomes the emotional core of the story, and her devastation at his departure shapes everything that follows. She refuses to speak to him, feeling utterly abandoned. Cooper tries to reassure her, promising that he will return, but time dilation and the uncertainty of space travel weigh heavily on him. The very act of leaving means that by the time he returns, his children could be much older, or worse. Before leaving, Cooper gives Murph his watch, telling her that by comparing the passage of time on his watch to hers, they will always be connected. In a tearful goodbye, Cooper heads for space, haunted by the image of Murph crying, unable to forgive him. The Endurance mission begins. Cooper is joined by a team of astronauts, including Brand, as they head through the wormhole in search of habitable planets. The film explores the vastness of space, the dangers of interstellar travel, and the deep emotional cost of being so far from home. The crew explores different planets, each with its own challenges. Time works differently near the massive black hole Gargantua that dominates the new galaxy. On one planet, just a few hours pass for the crew, while years go by back on Earth. This is where Cooper's worst fears are realized. By the time they return to their ship, decades have passed. Back on Earth, Murph, now an adult, has grown up without her father. She becomes a brilliant scientist, working under Professor Brand to crack the key to saving humanity. But her resentment toward Cooper lingers. She feels as though he abandoned her for a mission that might not even succeed. As the mission progresses, Cooper and his crew realize that the planets they visited aren't viable for human colonization. The mission takes a turn for the worse when they realize that Professor Brand's plan to find a new home was a lie. His true goal was to seed humanity on a new planet through a collection of fertilized embryos. The existing population of Earth was never meant to survive. Cooper is devastated, but he refuses to give up on Murph. He realizes that the only way to save humanity and keep his promise to Murph is to gather data from inside the black hole. In a daring and seemingly suicidal move, Cooper detaches his spacecraft and falls into Gargantua. Instead of being crushed, he finds himself in the Tesseract, a five-dimensional space where time becomes fluid. He can see Murph at different points in her life, and he realizes that he is the ghost she experienced as a child. By manipulating gravity within the Tesseract, Cooper sends Murph the critical data she needs to solve the gravity equation, which will allow humanity to escape Earth and colonize the stars. Through Morse code on the watch he gave her, Cooper communicates across time, helping Murph complete her life's work. In the original version of Interstellar, Cooper is found by NASA after being ejected from the black hole, reuniting with an elderly Murph as she nears the end of her life. But in this reimagined version, Cooper finds a way back to the present much earlier. After sending the necessary data to Murph, the future beings that control the Tesseract allow Cooper to return to the real world, not far from Saturn, where he is rescued by a nearby space station. The data he sent to Murph has allowed humanity to escape Earth's dying surface, and now massive space stations, representing a new hope, orbit nearby planets. Cooper wakes up aboard one of these stations, still disoriented but determined to find Murph. He learns that Murph is still alive, no longer the child he once knew, but not yet an elderly woman. She has led humanity's escape from Earth and now resides in one of the advanced stations. Father and daughter reunited. The emotional heart of the story reaches its climax when Cooper finally finds Murph. She is now a renowned figure in human history, celebrated as the scientist who saved humanity. Despite all her achievements, her face softens as she sees her father step into the room. Their reunion is bittersweet. So much time has passed, and they are different people now, but their bond remains. Murph, who spent years feeling abandoned and angry, now understands the sacrifices her father made. She tells Cooper that she finally realized he never truly left her, that his love for her spanned across time and space, guiding her every step. They share a moment of peace, both recognizing the toll the journey has taken on them, but grateful to have found each other again. Cooper apologizes for the years lost, but Murph, wiser and more understanding, tells him that it was those very years that helped her save humanity. It was their connection, the love of a father and daughter, that transcended the boundaries of time and made the impossible possible. A new life among the stars. Instead of leaving to search for Brond, as in the original ending, Cooper decides to stay with Murph. They choose to spend whatever time they have left together, making up for the years they lost. Cooper joins Murph in leading new expeditions to nearby planets, where humanity is starting anew. They explore these worlds together, both as scientists and as father and daughter. In the final scene, Cooper and Murph stand side by side on the surface of a new planet, a lush, green world that represents the future they fought so hard to secure. As the sun sets on the alien horizon, Murph turns to her father. "Murph, you always said that love was the one thing that could transcend time and space. I never really believed it until now." Cooper smiles, placing his arm around his daughter. "Cooper, and now we have all the time in the universe." As they walk away, the camera pans to the vast expanse of space, showing humanity's new beginnings on distant worlds, made possible by their unbreakable bond. Some journeys take you across galaxies, through black holes and new dimensions, but the greatest journey of all is the one we take through love, a love that never leaves, never fades, and never dies, no matter how far apart we are. This reimagined version of Interstellar gives Cooper and Murph the reunion they both long for, allowing them to live out their remaining years together. It emphasizes the theme of love transcending space and time, but offers a more emotionally satisfying ending, where father and daughter get to share the new world they helped build.